Buenos dias. Lately, we've been working on being able to identify lots of different classes and being able to talk about who teaches them. But now I want to shift our focus over to being able to talk about when we have our classes. In order to do that, we'll need to learn some ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are different from, say, the numbers that you've learned so far in Spanish, like uno, dos, tres, that's 1, 2, and 3. We want to use numbers like first, second, third to be able to talk about when we have a particular class. So let's dive in and look at some of the ordinal numbers that we'll be learning. To say first, we use the word primera. Also, I want you to notice that just like in English where we write the number 1 with an ST afterward, in Spanish to say primera, we write a number 1 with a that is hyperscripted above the number 1. So primera would be first. Then we have segunda, which would be second. Tercera, which is third. Cuarta is fourth. The word fifth is quinta, fifth. The word sixth in Spanish is sexta. The word seventh is séptima. The word for eighth is octava. The word for ninth, the word for last place would be última. And then a really important word that I want you to learn is the word for class period. And the word that we're going to use for class period is hora. So it's similar to the word hour in English. And so we might say that we have a class in a particular hour of the day. So in first hour and second hour. But we'll use the word hora to talk about our class periods. All right. Now let's talk about the question that we're going to get into today. ¿Qué clase tienes en la? What class do you have in the, and then first period, second period, third period? So for example, let's look at some vocabulary here. ¿Qué means what? Clase means class. Tienes means do you have. Tengo means I have. La means the, and hora can mean period, hour, or time. So let's look at a quick question here. ¿Qué clase tienes en la primera hora? This question means, what class do you have in the first period? Or what class do you have in first period? Then, the way that we might go about answering that is we'd say, tengo, I have, la clase de inglés, the class of English or the class of language arts, en la primera hora. I have language arts class in first period. Next, let's try another question here. ¿Qué clase tienes en la segunda hora? Yep, you probably already guessed it. What class do you have in second period? What class do you have in second period? ¿Qué clase tienes en la segunda hora? To answer that, we would probably say something like this. Tengo la clase de arte en la segunda hora. I have art class in second period. Tengo means I have. La clase de arte means art class. En la, in the, and then segunda hora, second period. Next, ¿qué clase tienes en la tercera hora? Oh, it would mean, what class do you have in third period? To answer that, we might say something like this. Tengo la clase de español en la tercera hora. So that would mean I have the class of Spanish in third period. Next, ¿qué clase tienes en la cuarta hora? What class do you have in fourth period? What class do you have in fourth period? And we might answer back and say something like, Tengo la clase de estudios sociales en la cuarta hora. I have social studies class in fourth period. Tengo la clase de estudios sociales en la cuarta hora. All right, last example. ¿Qué clase tienes en la quinta hora? To say that, you would say, what class do you have in the fifth period? Or, ¿qué clase tienes en la quinta hora? To answer this question, we would say something like, tengo, I have, and whatever class we have. So if we had the class of math, we might say, tengo la clase de matemáticas en la quinta hora. Or, I have math class in fifth period. I hope that's been helpful in being able to explain how to identify ordinal numbers and then how to go about answering this question, ¿Qué clase tienes en la? And then the ordinal number. But if you have questions, please contact me. Otherwise, nos vemos y hasta luego.